I am live. This is the week 8 college football recap show. So I'm gonna be doing a quick recap of the biggest games that took place yesterday in college football. Before I get started, man, thank you for everyone who continued to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comment on the videos, and share the videos, and also support all the links. I greatly appreciate it. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna start with my Alabama Crimson Tide. They went on to win against Tennessee yesterday, 34-20. Um, it was a tale of two halves, literally. They couldn't get anything going in the first half. Tennessee jumped out to a 20-7 lead, and I'm not gonna say I wasn't worried, but I knew definitely coming out in the second half with that first drive, they definitely need to score a touchdown. They did that in two plays. You had a 29-yard run by Jason McClellan, then you had a touchdown to Isaiah Bond from Jalen Milrow, and they pretty much got the momentum going. The defense played pretty well yesterday. Um, Offensively, they played well. Offensive line is still so-so in my opinion. Jason McClellan, he had over 100 yards rushing. Jalen Milrow, two touchdowns. That one interception he had to Jermaine Burton. I can't blame him in that. Jermaine Burton, the ball hit him in the shoulder, and but it happens. This team is definitely Jekyll and Hyde to say the least, but I like this team a lot. I think they're special, man. They've shown a lot of heart, a lot of grit. There's no quit in this team, and that's what I like. And I think they'll put it all together at the right time, and that right time could be against LSU in a couple weeks. But like I said, I enjoyed the game yesterday. I was worried a little bit, but they pulled through, and that's all that matters. As far as other games going college football yesterday, Ohio State beat Penn State 20-12. I don't really think much of Penn State. Didn't think of much of them yesterday going into that game. They need to fire their offense coordinator like right now or yesterday after that game. I know they went for it a few times, or they had a couple third and ones where they were throwing the football, which I didn't understand that at all. They just never look like a team that they just never look like the same team when they go against Ohio State and Penn State. I mean Ohio State and Michigan. Like they look great against other teams, but when they come up against Michigan or Ohio State, they just never look like the same team. And I think James Franklin is like what he's like 2-14 against Michigan and Ohio State. Just they just haven't been good against those two teams. And if you're gonna be successful in the Big Ten, you have to beat those two teams. Like on a year, you just have to beat them. There's just no way around them two teams. But shout out to Ohio State for getting that victory yesterday. Also, Oklahoma was in a close one with UCF yesterday. They won 31-29. UCF had a chance to tie the game late. They went for a 2-point conversion, a double pass for a 2-point conversion. It just sounds like something Gus Malzahn would do to try to tie a football game. Terrible call, but Oklahoma held on to win. It's kind of a almost a letdown game coming off the big emotional win against your rival in Texas a couple weeks ago. But they lived to fight another Saturday with a victory. Also, Oregon bounced back pretty well against Washington State 38-24. Let's see. Also, speaking of Texas, they were in a tough game against Houston yesterday. They held on to win 31-24. Same similar situation with Oklahoma, kind of a letdown game, especially with them coming off a loss to Oklahoma, going on the road to Houston. They struggled in most of that game. Quinn Ewers got knocked out of that game, by the way. See how he's doing for the rest of the season. Upsets. Virginia went on the road to beat North Carolina 31-27. I picked North Carolina to win this game, by the way. But shout out to Virginia. Wasn't really sold on North Carolina like that, but they were the number 10 ranked team, so it is what it is. Another ACC team down the drain. Speaking of the ACC, Florida State went on to beat Duke 38-20. Duke jumped out to I think it was a 17-3 lead at one point. Florida State fought back to win. I like Florida State. I say that I picked them to win the ACC championship. I picked them to make it to the national championship, and they could be a little herky jerky sometimes. Jordan Travis scares me at quarterback for whatever reason. He just makes a lot of dumb decisions sometimes, and but he does make a lot of great plays as well too, and they have a lot of good weapons on that offense. And they went on to get the victory yesterday. Also, quarterback from Duke got knocked out of that game as well too, and it could have been a different game had he not knocked out. Also, Michigan, they went on to beat Michigan State 49-0. Nothing to talk about there. Um, Washington. 15-7 against Arizona State. I had forgot about that game last night. To be honest, I had fell asleep. I woke up and saw that. I was like, "Wow, this it's another one of those trap games, letdown games. You coming off an emotional victory, a big victory over a ranked team. You had to come back the next week and play a team like Arizona State, and I mean, it happens. It's college football. Nobody is exempt or above that type of game, but you win the game, you move on, and you learn from it. And that's exactly what Washington did. I like Washington, by the way. Michael Penix did turn the ball over. I think he had 3 turnovers yesterday, and I don't even think he had three turnovers the whole season. Um, Another Pac-12 game, Utah USC. Boy, Utah. They really have USC's number. That's 3 in a row. They beat USC twice last season, once in the regular season and once in the Pac-12 championship game. They just can't get over the Utah hump. I know Utah was up at one point in that game. I think it was 28-17. They were driving. I think a pick six by USC got them back in the game. I think they tied it up. But credit to Utah for fighting back. They're just a lot more physical than USC. For whatever reason, every year they're able to oppose their will physically on USC. Credit to the backup quarterback at Utah. I can't remember his name. After the game, head coach Kyle Willingham came out and said that Cam Rising won't be playing at all this season at quarterback for Utah, which is a huge blow. Had he been healthy, I probably would have picked Utah to win the Pac-12, and they still have a good chance to win without him. But that just says a lot without him this season, the way that they're playing football right now. So see if there's any other games worth mentioning. Miami beat Clemson last night in the ACC in overtime. I don't really have much to say about Clemson. Dabo Sweeney looks a little stressed right now. They're just not a good football team. For whatever, I don't know what happened to Clemson. They're just not really a good football team. Dabo is struggling. I don't think he's on the hot seat or anything like that, but it's definitely not a good season for him. You see, he doesn't have the elite talent or elite quarterback. He's not a good head coach. I don't think the coaching staff is as good as it's been in the past years, neither, and that's another big blow for them. Let's see what other big games we had. Top 25. Missouri beat South Carolina 34-20. I didn't get a chance to see much of that game. Shout out to Missouri. They're actually playing pretty decent this season. Also, upset in the Big Ten. You had Minnesota beating Iowa 12-10. I don't think much of Iowa anyway. So there you have it on that. But yeah, but that's just my Week 8 recap of some of the biggest games that took place yesterday. Like I said, for all my Alabama fans, I know some of us are still really critical of the offense, the way we play. I think we'll be just fine. I mean, I think this is unfortunately what we kind of have to live with to a certain extent. They're gonna be a little inconsistent at times. You just hope it's not inconsistent at the wrong times. And like I said, I think they will with this bye week heading into LSU. I think they will be able to put it all together and play that complete game for 4 quarters and all 60 minutes. Get a chance to get some guys who've been banged up back 100%, and I think we'll be just fine. Like I said, I picked us to win the SEC West, win the SEC championship, win the national championship. And to be honest, looking at the landscape of college football, I feel even more confident about that. Probably more so all season. Just looking at other teams, watching them play, nobody has really been super impressive this season. That includes Georgia, who's still undefeated as well too. I haven't really been impressed with them at all, neither. And then I would say it's still maybe 6 to 8 teams that can win the championship. Like I really think it's a very it's a lot of, I guess, say, parity in college football right now, and I think it could be very interesting in the month of November as far as who will make it to the championship. You still had games like Michigan and Ohio State. Like I say, you got your Alabama LSU's, which will pretty much determine the SEC West. Um, Texas still has big games. Washington still has big games in the Pac-12. So yeah, it's only gonna get better from here. But yeah, that's just a quick recap of week 8. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, hope you guys continue to subscribe to the channel, like all the videos, support all the links, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.